Oh, hi. Sorry, wasn't quite ready. I know it's just gone 8. I said I'd be here at 8. Yeah. Just bear with me a sec. Just waiting for things to. Basically just sat here, not quite ready, waiting for things to download. See what I did there.
You're welcome here if you're she, he, we or they. You're welcome here if you're gay, straight or working it out. You're welcome here if you're in a relationship, single, divorced or widowed. You are welcome here if you're inked, pierced, both or neither.
You're welcome here if you're young.
Or young at heart.
You're welcome here if your neurons like to be typical or like to be spicy. You're welcome here if you're more Christian than Collins and Witch Hazel or haven't got the whole faith thing yet.
You are welcome here if you're living on a prayer or could use a prayer right now. You are welcome here if you've got it all sorted or if you've got doubts. You are welcome here.
This is true. Welcome wherever you are, whoever you are, however you are. Particularly shout out to all those at download. I hope it's going well. Be lovely to hear if you're there, who have you seen so far, who you're looking forward to. What's been the highlight so far? I think we've had reports that the weather's not too bad, a little bit muddy, but also perhaps some sad news as well. Positive thoughts, the hopes, concerns. Word I use for that is prayer for all those there having an awesome time, those who for whom things have not been good, and their families. If you're joining us for the first time, we just hang out. There's a little bit of music, give people time to think in response to kind of questions. And if you want to get involved, feel free to post comments on YouTube or Facebook. There's bits you can join in with, which is particularly good if you happen to be a death metal vocalist, a black metal vocalist, or a symphonic metal opera vocalist, particularly if you are in public, ideally on public transport, and feel free to join in as loud as you can with no sudden warning. Welcome, and let's just take some time. So if you are in an amazing experience at downloads surrounded by thousands of people, it's good, isn't it, when you're with your tribe and you know that you belong, you know that you're home. So in tribute to the some of the headliners at Download this year, I'm not going to sing it because apparently the weather's not too bad at Download. Take me down to the Paradise City. Oh, would you please take me home? Thing is, actually, maybe you're already home. You just didn't know it yet. So let us gather, because it's good to be together.
As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night. For those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far come as you are to this place, and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home. For here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine.
The download, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Hi, Isabel. All right. That's awesome. You can hear bits and bobs from your house. The nearest I got to that was living in Nottingham, and we had like kind of local radio back in the day when it was 96 point whatever, Trent FM. And yeah, sitting listening in my garden, I could hear to pow kind of coming across from Woollerton Hall. I think one of your fish from Aurelian, I got a bit of that. That's more my cup of tea. I mean, that run with pow, you know, sort of 80s power ballad. So yeah, to all those rocking out in festivals, those who have been as well, those we're about to download, and those got all the festivals coming up. Yeah, love to hear how you're doing. And is there anything on this day, whether you're at a festival or not, that has put fire in your belly, kind of made your soul soar, made you want to sort of run up and down a hill like a marauding Viking? Yeah. Is there stuff that you want to celebrate, that perhaps sharing that encourages each other for those of us perhaps not having the best time? And yeah, the stuff that helps us, sharing that, we encourage each other. So just a bit of music, and let us know in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook.
Hear the crowd as we roar. See the eagle, it soars. Wind and rain, refresh once more. From fear, hope redefined, we will not be denied. For are we yet alive? The threefold name, and rekindle the flame. Faith, hope, and love they remain. The song shall stay the same. Like it's all gone too, shall we be downcast too? Or stand shield to shield, together in the field? We refuse to yield. Steadfastly holding the line, for love wins in eternity's time. We keep pressing forward until the last
I don't know what happened there. So it's last week. Hopefully the internet is slightly more stable this week. I can't promise to be more stable than last week or ever. Cool. Yes. Yeah. So big up to Download and to Bloodstock. I think, again, all musical tastes welcome. Be interested to know which, obviously, the festival, if you're going to one, the lineup that's on is the one that appeals to you. So just be interested to know kind of, who's going where and, what bands appeal to people in terms of where they're going this year. I know somebody who's off to see a couple of their favourite bands of all time that just happen to be playing at a festival in Prague, both of them. Festivals in other countries. Thank you for sharing what has made you say Tusen this day, which is Old Norse for like huge thank yous, a million thank yous. But of course, Norse is more Viking, therefore inherently more metal. So thank you for sharing what this day has made you say Tusen Takk. But maybe things have been a bit heavy and not in a cool metal way. Potentially there is some reports of some, as well as cool heavy metal, some other heavy stuff happening at Download. So thoughts, concerns, prayers, positivity to all those there and loved ones as well. Continuing the sort of homage to some of the bands playing at Download this year. Just a chance to acknowledge some of the stuff that is heavy, not in a cool metal way, because sometimes just acknowledging it is a way of getting it out of us, helps us see it more differently, or sometimes you want to share it on a Facebook or YouTube comment, that sense of you shared it with somebody else, you're not on your own in it, so these words from Linkin Park, from the song What I've Done. So yeah, chance to lay down heavy stuff we regret, stuff we want to turn away from, to let go of. These words, what I've done, I'll face myself, to cross out what I've become, erase myself, and let go of what I've done. Put to rest what you thought of me while I clean this slate with hands of uncertainty. So let mercy come and wash away what I've done. I'll face myself, to cross out what I've become, erase myself, and let go of what I've done. So yeah, some more music if you want to share in the comments on YouTube or Facebook what it is you particularly let go of, lay down this day.
As the light fades from sight, all is lost into darkest night. Sticks and stones, come
Hi, Rachel. Hope you're right. So, if there is stuff that has been heavy, but not in a cool metal way, just a chance to, acknowledge it, and if it's helpful to share in these words together. Again, if you are in public, your best death metal growls, black metal screams, symphonic metal, opera style, that's your thing. Cool. Let's share this together.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And as we do, I believe that the universal force of love, of hope, of togetherness, the word I use for that is God, comes running out to meet us in the person of Jesus, the original long-haired, bearded dude from Nazareth, saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Even if you don't like Iron Maiden. I forgot that bit, never mind. But why wouldn't you like Iron Maiden? I mean, yeah. I just need to flip through the screen because I'm trying to multitask, which we all know, is not a good thing, isn't it? Is that doing it? Yeah, cool. Right. So there will be some new music later on. Absolutely new music, brand new. Wow. But in the meantime, so. In the Methodist Church, where Metal Methodists, cruising the name, are part of, have this thing called Bible Month, which isn't where you sort of just for a whole month just go and whack people over the head with the Bible, but it is a chance to take the Bible from whichever table or bed leg it's replacing to kind of keep things flat, and so have a go at reading it. And the book being looked at this month is a letter by Paul, so one of the first people to go to other people and share his experience of Jesus, and to share the gospel, the good news. And it's written to a church, really pretty much the first kind of European Christian community in Europe. And at this point he's in prison. It's kind of epic. So there's sort of there's some fallings out about leadership, about listening to voices that perhaps are trying to lead people astray, or trying to put themselves forward and have kind of position of power, rather than the message of Jesus, of actually peace and justice and freedom from oppression, and liberation. It's the letter to the Philippians is what it's called. So I'm just going to find that now in a kind of completely. I'm trying to render something in the background. Never mind. So this reading is from. Where is it from, James? I don't know. So it's from the second chapter of Philippians. So it's in the New Testament towards the back of the Bible, and it's chapter 2 of this thing called the letter of St. Paul, to this early Christian community, European community in Philippi. And in it talks about, so in chapter 2, verses 9 to 11. So Paul's in prison, and these kind of Christians have been supporting him. And so that sense of not being on his own, of knowing that people are thinking about him, bothered about him, praying about him, in whatever way you understand that, he's finding really uplifting, really kind of being upheld by that. And maybe you've experienced that when you're going through a tough time, when you feel like you can't see a way out, but knowing that somebody else is in your corner, is at least bothered and thinking of you, kind of just helps you keep on keeping on. So in verses 9 to 11, Paul is talking about Jesus, who Christians believe Jesus is the Son of God, and yet Jesus allows himself to be arrested and tortured and interrogated and executed in the most horrendous way, through death on a cross, and put to death by the Roman Empire for being a bit of a rabble rouser or potential rabble rouser. And yet, so this, perhaps sometimes we aim for things, we think we're really good at that. We want to let people recognize us, and yet Jesus is an example of God, the life-giving force of creation, and yet allows himself to be kind of completely emptied for the sake of dying, that we might have a fresh start, that we might have a relationship with God, that we might know that each of us are a child of God, wonderfully and fearfully made in the divine image, bearing that divine maker's mark. So there's something about, even no matter how high and how brilliant things are, there's something about the way of Jesus that isn't about power over the people. It's not about having as many peace prizes as you can possibly invent. It's not about making sure that you are in charge of your country forever and ever. Amen. It's not about having a golden toilet. It's actually about love and care and giving of oneself for somebody else. And so that's what kind of that talks about. Chapter 2, verses 9 to 11. And so, Paul, who originally was Saul, so he was a Jewish person, had an encounter with Christ. He changed his name to Paul, and rather than persecuting Christians, he's now become one of them and is sharing that good news. But his own community, therefore, would have perhaps kind of ostracized him potentially, and probably the Christians were very, very sniffy about it. Hold on a minute, you were trying to kind of get us all stoned and all, not that sort, stoned to death. For this, apostate, idolatrous faith. Why should we trust you? And now he's ended up in prison. And yet, kind of reflection on these verses says this. It talks about these people, these early Christians in Philippi, shining like stars. So being who they are, despite people criticizing them, despite people questioning, despite the infighting and perhaps people trying to jockey for position and power, and Paul's kind of encouraged, going, keep shining like stars. And maybe stars only shine so bright because of the darkness sometimes. And so I guess, this idea of shining like a star, the light that shines and the darkness will not overcome it. Not there's anything wrong with darkness, but it's sort of a metaphor in the Bible. He's encouraged by people's everyday acts of care and compassion and grace. And I just wonder, maybe you've been criticized, maybe you've had people having a go at you, maybe you've been told that you don't fit in, or somebody else has tried to kind of you know, oh, I've got to be more important and powerful, and you know, whatever, all that stuff, the impact that can have. But actually, shining like a star, just being who you are, still standing for hope, still standing for togetherness and inclusion, still standing for love and justice, shining like a star. What would it mean for you, for me, to in this next week to be able to shine in some way through acts of love and care and welcome and inclusion and words of peace? It might be going to a protest, it might, whatever, but it could just be just doing something kind for somebody else, just offering a bit of a helping hand, just taking the time to listen, whatever. But somehow in God, those simple things that we do that don't seem like much at the time are all woven together into this beautiful thing that kind of shines, like the entire crowd of Download with their phones in the air, during the headline act on the last night of Download. It's, and that beautiful scene. It's that. I reckon that's what heaven sees when we are who we truly are. Because then we haven't got anything to prove, have we? Because we are just being full of ourselves, and we are sure and founded in terms of we know we are made in God's image. Like what do you mean criticize me? I carry the maker's mark of the divine. What the heck are you going to do? So shine. Be who you are. Shine. Anyway, are there things that people want to offer us hope or concern, not just for ourselves? It can be for ourselves, it can be for loved ones. Think about those at festivals, Download, those going to festivals for safety and for a good time. Think about those who it's perhaps not been a good time, and those affected. But situations in the world, just a chance that we don't know quite sometimes what to do. So on Sunday, where I am, we are with people in the local community been collecting things to do to support people in Ukraine, people enable that to get out to people who need it. And in different ways, people from like uniformed organisations like Cubs and Scouts and Guides and Brownies have been doing stuff, sort of melting down candles so they can have candles at night when the power's off. People donating stuff, people buying stuff in order to give it, and then it all goes over to Ukraine. Other people come and we're going to pack it up. Then other people come with vans and then they drive it, and it's just this way in which people are connected. So maybe there's stuff that we don't know what we can do. But maybe starting by just reflecting and expressing our yearning, our hope, our concern about situations, and maybe that attention, that intentional attention, intentional attentionality, just allows things to kind of nudge in our brain. We might just be open to spot something we might have missed about a way we can be involved and where we can make a difference. And when that happens, I would say that's a thing called the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Ghost, which always makes me think of Tobias Forge, back to the pier, dressed as whichever papa. But anyway, other things you want to bring for hope and concern for yourselves, for others, for the world this day. Please do let us know on Facebook or on YouTube. Yes, so I'll now press the button. Some more music. Please do share some comments while this is happening.
Stay with me. Pray for me. Arms open wide, with pierced side.
Within defeat, inner peace, eternal release. When striving cease,
Stay with me. Pray for me. Arms open wide, with pierced side. Crown of thorns for all my scorn. I feel your breath as you love me to death.
So whatever your hope, your concern is for yourself, for someone you care about or who cares about you, in response to something that you picked up at an event you're at, like download, or sorry, don't wait. No, I don't mean like, no, I meant like, yeah, so some news, some information, something that, you know, something not good that's happened, yeah, that you've become aware of, yeah, or whether it's stuff you've seen in the news that's bothering you, or that's kind of going, this isn't right. Whatever your hope and concern is, let us make our offering for this day to the all-parent.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
And all the Nicky Gumbel said, Amen. And now, the news. If you found this, you probably have found our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. If not, this is like some sort of miracle. and I've accidentally hacked into some stream or something. Apologies to those watching the World Cup there. If the Facebook group, the Facebook page, any of the videos that you find on YouTube, any of the information or resources at www.metalmethodist.co.uk, www.metalmethodist.co.uk is of use, and you feel inclined or able to support it in any way, then you can buy St. Hilda of Whitby, who was a Saxon princess who became a nun, and basically used to, in the evening, get everybody around the kind of the fire in the abbey, everyone from the local dignitaries, the monks, the nuns, important people in society, those who were seen as perhaps not having the most important jobs because they mucked out the animals like cavemen, and they gathered together and share story and song. And I reckon that, like at a festival, that people coming from all over the place with all different experiences and backgrounds, and yet there's a sense of togetherness. And music, art, creativity brings us together. It's a shared experience. As Saxon said, denim and leather brought the world together. It was you that set spirit free. So yeah, Hild is the patron saint of Metal Methodists. Also, of course, it's the Goth weekend. So if any of this is any use, if you want to kind of support it in any way, then please check out our Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/Metal Methodist. And speaking of Whitby Goth Fest weekend, we shall be there. So if you are at Whitby Goth weekend, the October one, if you're planning to go, drop us a message, do us a post, just let us know you're there, and it'd be good to kind of meet you in person, and kind of chat, talk music, talk beautiful gothicness, to talk tattoos, to talk whatever, I recognise if you've made it to the end of this, then either it's been a really heavy night, you fallen asleep, or I don't know why you're here, but yeah, thank you. But you will know by now, if you are still here, that you can't be worse than me at this. So if doing something like this, or helping press the buttons with more proficiency and on time than I've managed to do tonight, I'm not trying to do two things at once while streaming and trying to render a video in the background. If you have any technical skills, if you're interested in kind of leading one of these things, or if you write stuff, if you're not, whatever, if you want to get involved, then there's some posts on our Facebook page. Let us know if you're interested in getting more involved in this thing called Metal Methodists. Want to kind of embrace and to amplify our creativity, our different skills, and together we are greater than the sum of our parts. Then message us, and there are some opportunities to do that. I think that is all of the notices. So, and now some new music, absolute premiere. So there is in the sort of monastic traditions, they have sort of prayers at certain times of day. When the set times of prayer is evening, night prayer, Compline. It's a night ritual, and they use repeated words like we've used this evening. And there is a canticle, so like a song in the church, called the Song of. I put Solomon. It's not Solomon. It's Simeon. Ignore the fact it says Solomon in what you're about to see. It's Simeon. Whoops. There's a book called Song of Solomon. Anyway, ignore the bit that says. Just look at Nunc Dimittis. It's called Nunc Dimittis, and the words in the original are, "Now, Lord, you let your servant go in peace. Your word being justice, peace, welcome, hope. You are awesome. Has been fulfilled for you, for me, for all people." So this is a kind of inspired by patriarch and sort of liturgical metal, I think we'll call it. Hope helpful. But yeah, ignore Solomon singing. Oh, you wouldn't know that I do this for a living, would you? No, no, no. Anyway, yeah. So here is some new music. Aha.